Hey Leos. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you're having a fabulous May. Time just seems to be flying by for me. I know I'm saying this every month, but it really feels like time is going by so fast. You guys might not be feeling the same way. Not currently, anyway, as I'm doing this. You've had Venus transiting through Cancer. And that's your 12th house of seclusion and reminiscing, nostalgia, the subconscious mind, drifting away, fantasy, overthinking stuff, but definitely letting down your boundaries emotionally while Venus transits the 12th house, because that's all about the subconscious. So Venus tends to bring out sometimes a sense of longing there. And time kind of goes by slower. And that started for you guys when the middle of May. And don't worry, because come the middle of June, you guys are going to be on a whole nother energetic level. There's a lot happening that's going to pick things up. So right now, it's a little bit about, revisiting things of the past in the 12th house, because it is about letting go. But Venus transit there is a little slower, and you're going to have Mercury transiting there from the middle of June. Yeah, because Mercury is going to be moving into Cancer on the 12th of June. So you're going to replace Venus with Mercury. So there's going to be still a little bit of that energy carried with you. It's interesting because I did pull a couple of inspirational cards for you guys, and one I got was Stepping into Stillness. And that's really about just stopping and realizing things. And the 12th house is about letting go of those things that have been holding you back, that you've been hanging on to way past their expiration date. Now, this doesn't apply to everything, and please understand that these are general forecasts, so not everything is going to be exactly the same for everyone, but you are receiving messages with Venus's transit to the 12th house from the spirit world, from angels. And then the card I got for you guys for the middle of the month is Soaring into Joy. So I can see how this goes along very well with what's happening here in June. So we're going to have a new moon, June 13th in Gemini. And then we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius in Capricorn on the 27th. I'm going to explain more in detail what these mean for you. But Mercury is going to enter your 12th house on the 12th of June in Cancer. And that can be a time where you feel a little still nostalgic, daydreamy. Maybe it's difficult to focus. It's good for spiritual matters, for journaling, for creativity, the arts, all that stuff. But Mercury transiting the 12th house can be overthinking and feelings of nostalgia and yearning and longing. All 12th house transits are that way. It basically means you're starting a new cycle of that planet. So it's about ending things, letting go, dealing with them, emotionally. And on the 13th, everything's going to shift, okay? It's going to shift. You're still going to have Mercury in your 12th house, but you're going to have Venus enter your sign. And Venus in Leo, honestly, is the best, okay? Because Leo and Venus go really well together. And aside from having it in your sign, highlighting you, making you attraction magnet, Okay, you're going to be just attracting. You're going to be, those of you that are single, when Venus transits your sign, it's a very well-known time for finding love. Yes, the 5th house as well, and the 7th house, but don't worry, you got enough going on in the 7th house this month as well. So having Venus in your sign, and you're going to have the two astrological lovers, Venus and Mars, occupying two very important places in your chart. Venus will be in your first of you, making you glamorous. Not that you need any more glamorousness. You guys are glamour. But Venus will make it easy for you to want to, spruce yourself up, look beautiful, attract, buy new things, splurge on yourself. But also because of that, you start attracting and the energy that you're projecting is very diplomatic, very loving, very friendly, very beautiful. So you guys will be having a really good time for finding love. And this is also doubly so because Mars, Venus's astro lover, is going to be transiting your partnership house. Okay, so Mars moved into Aquarius on the 15th of May, and it's going to be there all the way until the 26th before it turns retrograde. And it's going to go back again. So you're going to have an extended time with Mars in your partnership house. And this is fantastic for so many reasons, along with Venus in your first house. But the downside is that Mars can make people a little more aggressive, sometimes combative. This can be people that you're close friends. You'll find that you're coming across more aggressive, more confident. And there's something very sexy about that. So don't worry. Just be sure not to be too pushy. Because when you approach other people, you're going to be a dominant force. You're going to be like, hey, right in their face. And they're just going to be like, whoa. But it's awesome because it's confidence in relationships. Okay. So you're going to have Venus in your own sign, making you just attract, look glamorous. You're going to have a lot of opportunities for love. The middle of the month is going to be really hot to trot for love for you guys. Okay. And I know a lot of you really been looking for this and hoping for this. And especially so for those of you hoping to reconnect with an ex. I know some of you out there do. When Mars turns retrograde, it's going to be in your partnership house on the 26th, towards the end of the month. This is when exes can come back, okay? Some of them might be mad because it's Mars and it's energetic energy. It's just pure energy. It's not one way or the other. But in the sign of Aquarius, it tends to be friends, groups, associations, but also people that are non-judgmental and open-minded and expressive. Those types of people can come back. But just in general, because it's in the marriage partnership house, exes can come back to revisit, to talk about things, work things out, or not. So there's a lot of action happening in your partnership house, and it's going to be for a while because Mars is going to turn retrograde, which doesn't do that, but every 2 years, 2.5. So yeah, the hot spot is really for you guys when Venus enters into your sign and Mars turns retrograde. And that's going to be all in the middle of the month. So you're going to notice a shift from the beginning of the month to the middle of the month. Actually, officially on the 13th when Venus enters Leo. Now, on top of that, we're going to have Neptune turn retrograde also. And Neptune is good retrograde because he unveils things, shows us the truth behind the scenes, takes away some of the glamour and lets us see what's kind of really there. And that's going to be in your 8th house of other people's money, banks, institutions, loans, government loans, all that stuff. And Neptune can just make you very optimistic about money there. Very optimistic about money. Hoping big, dreaming big, which is really good because it's going to add to what you're able to do. It's going to actually manifest for you because you believe it can and will. So Neptune there is good. You just got to watch out for possibility of being deceived around money, with partners' money, business partners' money, stuff like that, just because we always try to see the best. And sometimes the best isn't really there with Neptune's transit. So definitely keep your third eye open around areas of partnerships and money. Partnerships, money, banks, loans, credit cards, stuff like that. Just double check everything. Because Neptune can be a place where we kind of neglect attention to detail, just because it just lets us believe in hope and faith and everything's going to be okay. And that's great. I'm never against that. I'm totally for that. I'm a Jupiter conjunct moon. I'm all about positivity and what it can do for you. But just saying, it's known. So Mercury is going to enter Cancer on the 12th. On the 13th, Venus is going to enter your sign. On the 18th, Neptune's going to turn retrograde in your 8th house. And let's go back. Let's go back to the first of the month. The first day of June, Mercury is going to trine Mars, which is awesome, because that's usually when we're able to see clearly, talk and communicate effectively. And Mercury is in Gemini, which makes us super witty, super fast, and Mars is in Aquarius, which makes us ingenious. But it's with Mercury and Mars, so there's always a confidence level that comes across in communicating on that day. So that's a really good day because it is a trine. It's a luckier aspect. It's smooth energy. You're going to be a smooth communicator on that day. So definitely go about asking for something that you want, or trying to have that conversation with a client or a relationship or a friend. You're just going to come across really confident and certain of yourself, and you likely will be. On the 13th, I said Venus is going to enter your sign. The 18th, Neptune turns retrograde. Okay, so on the 1st, Mercury is going to trine Mars, and Venus is going to trine Jupiter in Scorpio. So this is cool because Venus is in your 12th house, and it's going to trine Jupiter in Scorpio in your 4th house. So this can uncover... this can bring positive situations that may have been troubling at home into a more peaceful situation, but also kind of letting go of something, healing a situation at home. That's what this energy looks really good for. It could also be a surprise comes to the home, something from behind the scenes, spiritual things, insights like that. On the 2nd, Venus in Cancer is going to trine Neptune in Pisces. So this is again in your 12th house and your 8th house of other people's money. Again, banks, loans, credit cards, larger money like that, government money. So this can be money coming unexpectedly to you. Or it could be money you were expecting, but from behind the scenes, or it's usually something that you weren't aware of that was coming to you, or something that was surprising, or something from a religious or spiritual place, or somebody gives you something from behind the scenes. It's a karmic type of thing because the 12th house is karmic related. So if you have some good karma coming to you, you can expect something financially on the 2nd. On the 5th, I want you guys to exercise a little bit of caution because Venus will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. And Venus opposing Pluto can be problematic for the fact that we tend to be very demanding, all or nothing, it's my way or no way type of energy. But if you're unhappy with something, it's a good day to it's probably a day that you're going to let whoever it is know about your unhappiness. Because especially when it comes to love with Venus, if you're unhappy in a love relationship, just be careful on this day. You will have a lot of good things happening while Venus is in your sign. You'll be attracting. It's excellent for love. It's excellent for any love relationships. It's excellent for attracting. It's excellent for business partnership. It's excellent for anything because you are going to be Venus temporarily while it's in your sign. You're going to be diplomatic, persuasive, charismatic, beautiful, sexy, attractive, glamorous, all these things. So because of that, you attract a lot of things into your life. So that's why it's so awesome for everything. Having Venus in your sign, I think it's awesome for everything because you are essentially Venus, walking Venus. Venus brings good things to you. Very good for love and relationships. You guys, those of you looking for a partner could very well find one this month. Those of you that are single, especially towards the middle of the month, once Venus gets into your sign and Mars is in your partnership sign, there's going to be a lot of activity. Very, very social. You're going to be socializing with friends because the 7th house is also close friends, but it's also any business partnerships that you're involved in, signed contracts, deals like that. But it usually means you spend a lot of time socializing. You're active. And in return, you got Venus in your sign, so you are attracting. So you can, any social events and everything you go to, you have a huge opportunity of meeting someone if you're single. If you're in a relationship, you might want to be careful with Mars in your 7th house. If you're married or in a committed partnership, because Mars is just pure warrior energy, so people tend to be really confident and sometimes cocky, sometimes aggressive, impatient, combative, so you can have fights with partners as well. Just if you're aware of it, you can prevent it. So if you start to feel really antsy, agitated, aggravated, or you want to let somebody have it, you might want to rethink it just to be sure you do. If somebody else starts acting out to you, just realize what it is and try not to make it bigger than it needs to be. If there is something that you need to confront in a partnership, then it's awesome time to do that. And yeah, on the 29th, the 26th, Mars is going to turn retrograde. So you're going to go back and revisit old partnerships, relationships, or reestablish new ones. There's going to be a lot of things coming back, revisiting stuff as far as other people, like partnerships, relationships, marriage partners, close friends from the past. Think about like 2.5 years ago, kind of what happened then. You might be revisiting those things again. But having Venus in your sign and Mars in your partnership sign, I mean, it's like both of those houses are activated by two very powerful planets that both happen to represent lovers. So it looks really good for love for you guys. Really good. The only thing is Mercury transiting your 12th can make you, like I said, it's not real good for focus. It's just not for details. It's good for dreaming and fantasizing and revisiting and the like nostalgia, like going back to the past. Oh, I remember this, I remember that, that type of thing. But it's not really good for being clear and concise. But you will tend to speak what you really feel with Mercury transiting there. The floodgates kind of open up and you have no boundaries there, so you can kind of just be more expressive. So this could be really good for love. Really good for finding a love partner. That's what I see for you guys. Strongly. Now, those of you that are in a relationship, then hey, that's all the better. You're going to have some good times with your partner because your partner's going to find you very attractive with Venus in your sign, wanting to spoil your physical body. So it looks really awesome for that. Now you have Saturn in your house of work and daily routine and stuff like that. So you're going to still stay focused and still be able to get through the day-to-day grind. You're going to be able to manage that well and prioritize. So, and then set your time for fun. Set your time for going out and having fun because you are the star of the show with Venus in your sign come the 13th of the month. So yeah, you guys, I'm so happy. It's going to be an awesome month for you guys. Awesome. I don't see anything. There's kind of a couple of combative aspects this month, but overall, for you guys, it looks really good. And I know you guys are ruled by the heart and you love love. And this is just awesome for it. Whether you're in a relationship or you're looking for a partnership, even if you're hoping for an old partnership to return, it looks really good. There's a lot of past aspects happening here as well for those of you that want to rekindle a relationship, with the retrograde Mars and Mercury in your 12th house. But Venus in your sign, that in itself is just fabulous because you feel good, you attract, you get favoritism, and Venus's transit through your 12th house is very different from it having it in your physical body. You're going to see it's going to come the 13th, you're going to see things are going to change and really turn in your favor. And love is in the air everywhere. Love is in the air. The end of the month, well, from the middle to the end of the month, the 13th when Venus enters your sign, and then the 29th when Mercury enters Leo, your sign as well, makes you very active, social, communicative. And then you're looking good, and then your partnership houses are activating. You're spending time with people, and Mars is the lover planet, so he can bring you a lover, especially retrograding in Aquarius, your partnership house, and going through there now. So it looks like a fabulous month for love for you guys. And some of you will be finding a partner. Some of you will be recommitting. Some of you will be committing. Some of you will just be enjoying time with friends and your partner. So it looks like a really good month for you guys. I'm really happy to say this. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't. If you want to subscribe, please do, but make sure you click the bell, because otherwise you won't get notified of my uploads. If you'd like to read more about astrology and all the aspects, you can visit my site at www.illumastrology.blogspot.com, or to get your own personal reading. Otherwise, I'm wishing you guys a fabulous June. It looks great.